All right, good evening, everybody. I feel extremely honored and to have been asked by my good friend Bill to come here and share a little bit of my Ho-Chunk culture. As he said before, my name is John Thundercloud. I'm from the Ho-Chunk Nation of Wisconsin, and I met Nil back, I believe it was mid-90s, 95, when we were out on the Horde Music Festival. And so I moved here a couple years ago, and he's been after me to sing for you all here at some of his shows before, but I've had prior commitments or reasons why I couldn't sing, so this time I was available to come and bring my drum and sing a few songs for you all. I also use these opportunities as a chance to educate people to a little bit of our native culture, because a lot of you may not have ever experienced our type of singing, and this is what my people do, and I feel really privileged to be down here amongst the Seminole people. They've been real good to me since I moved here 2.5 years ago. And so whenever I do anything, I like to acknowledge them, since this is their traditional homelands and I'm just a visitor here. And I don't want to offend any of the Seminole people or anybody else by doing or saying anything that I shouldn't say or do. So with that, I will share a little bit of how we do things. I've been doing this since I was 8 years old. One of the first things I ever knew I wanted to do, and I was given the opportunity to learn how to sing our songs and some of the etiquette and teachings that go along with this. And so some of our songs are in our native language. And so when I sing one or two of those songs, I'll let you know what the translations to those songs are, because each of our songs have meaning and purpose to them. Some of our songs don't have any words to them, they just use vocables. And so, but with that, that's about bringing out the spirit of the song and the drum, and makes people happy and want to dance. So that's what I was told, is that when we sing, that's what we do. We're trying to make people feel good. And so when we first started having social gatherings, they would call them Wogijawa. Means to have a good time, celebration. And I was told when we started those, the men would bring their drum out and they would start singing songs for the women. And we really have a high regard and a lot of respect for our women folk. And so we would start singing songs for them as the men dancers got ready to come out. And when they saw that the men dancers were ready, they would then sing appropriate songs for them also. So I'll start this off with a woman song from my people from Wisconsin. No words in this song, just in vocables, but it uses a very distinct beat that women show their style of dancing to. It's a woman song. dance song that we use for our women dancers. Mostly used for our traditional style of women's dancers. And so next song I'd like to sing, it would be a song in our Ho-Chunk language. This song, I don't recall exactly when it was composed. It's a really old song. It's one of the first songs I ever learned when I was given the opportunity to learn our Ho-Chunk song. So I can't tell you exactly who made this song, but it talks about us, our Ho-Chunk people, and we're a warrior people. And so when a lot of our songs have to do with our warriors, because we hold our warriors, our veterans, to the highest regard. Because of them, they protected us and provided for us, watched over us, and they have other duties that they do with things that come along with their status. So this song talks about a man must have come across some enemy as they were running through the woods, and he shouted at them and asked them, what are you running for, or why are you running? And all he heard was the Ho-Chunks. So they must have been running from our war party. So it's an old song, and it's one of the first songs I learned as a young man. Again, that was an old warrior song from the Wisconsin. And as I mentioned before, we always honor our singers. I mean, when we sing, we honor our veterans, our warriors. And this song was put together by my older brother Joel Thundercloud, my father Andrew Thundercloud, and myself. There were code talkers of many nations during World War I and World War II. Most people are familiar with the Navajo code talkers, but I do believe there were 28 different tribes that were used as code talkers in World War II. And the Ho-Chunk Nation had members that were in the South Pacific, and I do believe Germany. Most of them were stationed in the South Pacific, and one of my grandfathers was also one of the code talkers. And so when they decided to honor the nations that had code talkers with medals of honor. So they asked my father to compose a song, and he chose to have my brother and I help him with the song. My dad came up with the words to the song, and my older brother Joel kind of had a tune in mind, a melody in mind to go along with that, and then they asked me to put it all together and make it kind of have what it came out to be in the end. And so this song says, the code doctors confused the Japanese, what the words to this translate to. Language, and I'd like to sing this for many reasons, but mostly for all of you and for my good friend Nil. And also, this song was, I do believe, composed in 1968, 1969. It was made by a grandfather of mine, Kenneth Funmaker Sr. Wamanita, means walks on snow, and then I added that last part on since he has passed several years ago. But he composed a lot of our songs, and this song in particular, he had spent some time in Oklahoma, and he got to know the Ponca people of Oklahoma, and they treated him really well when he was there. And through that, he took a lot of them as friends, and maybe even adopted some as family. And through that good feelings that he had for those people, he composed 4 songs and gave them to the Ponca people. And this song in particular is for them, and it says, "I'm calling you my friend." And it repeats that throughout the song. And then the second part of the song, it says the Ho-Chunk people are calling you my friend. So I appreciate each and every one of your time to come here and support my friend and his music. And I'm really thankful to the staff here and the people here that made this possible, and my good friend. And this also goes out to the Seminole people for how well they have treated me since I've been down here. This is, we call it a friendship song.
here to share a little bit of my culture with each one of you.